Christine, you can hear me okay? Everything's okay? Yeah? Great. Now, for those of you who are here for credits, and also just so that I can see that things are being done safely, please turn your cameras on so see that you're participating to the best of your ability. And also letting me see that things are going on okay. We're not struggling. All right. Go ahead and have that seat. Sit up nice. Oh, my knees look huge. All right, so you're going to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to shift over slightly to the right side. So kind of the right booty is almost hanging off. You're going to extend that right leg out. We're going to start with just kind of stretching up through the trunk and then down through the leg. So on an inhale, I want you to roll your shoulders back, and then you're going to twist to the left. And you can grab onto the back of the chair, you can grab onto your knee, whatever helps you get leverage. And every time we deepen our twist, you're going to lift up as tall as you can with your inhale. Feel your belly button pull out. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Now in these twists, you want the twist to come from the waistline, not from the shoulders, right? So inhale, exhale, just kind of see how things are feeling. Do that 2 more times. Inhaling for length. Exhaling either through the mouth or through the nose, whatever feels best. 1 more inhale. Exhale, just gently guiding yourself into that twist. And then on your next inhale, unwind. With that extended leg, you're going to lift the left arm up, right hand down. Think of someone grabbing that wrist and just pulling you over, finding kind of a crescent shape of the body. Soften your your right shoulder. Don't let it creep up to your ear. Big inhale here. Feel that nice stretch through the left side of the ribs. And then we're going to sweep that left arm around. Come to 1 more twist. And then sigh out through the mouth. Go ahead and unwind. And let's just shift to the other side. All right. Left leg out. We'll find that gentle twisting into the right side of the back. Inhale tall first. Exhale, place your hands where you feel the leverage is most beneficial for you. Inhale, find that length, shoulder soften. Exhale, deepen the twist. Do that a few more times. Your inhale lifts you up tall. Your exhale allows you to find greater depth in the twist. Inhale, just slowly easing into it. Don't force anything. Go to your ability. 1 more inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, softly unwind the spine. Reach over that left leg. Right arm reaches up. Find that crescent stretch. You can drop the left ear to the shoulder if that feels good on the neck. 1 more inhale here. Exhale, sweep the right arm around. Once again to that twist. And go ahead and unwind. I'm just going to turn my chair so you can see the profile view. But you're going to bring both legs forward, scoot to the edge of your seat, whatever it is, and we're just going to give our legs a big hug. We're going to go ahead and pull forward, maybe the hands clasp, maybe you can grab onto your wrists, maybe you can even grab onto your forearms or elbows, but just give yourself a nice tight hug here, chin to your chest. Think of your back rounding up to the sky. Breathe in and out. Now, if you need to make allowances for your belly, bring your knees wider apart. Fold forward and then just bring those hands underneath as best as you can, chin to chest. Breathe in and out. Feel the expansion from the mid to low back area with your inhales. You can sigh out through the mouth on your exhales. 1 more big breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let your hands just release to the ground, chin to chest, gently round and roll all the way up, up, up. Now keep your seat where it is at the edge. You're going to lean back on that chair. So today's class is just going to be kind of gentle, stretching, a little bit of strengthening with the weight of that chair. You're going to tuck your right knee in. Right hand can be above or behind the knee, whatever's easiest. Make the peace sign with your left hand. You're going to wrap your peace fingers around your right big toe. And now I want you to try to find an extension. We're waking up those hamstrings here. Just slowly lift up, go to your depth. If you can't hold on to the toes, just keep your hands behind your knees and just lift your leg up and down, right? Find what works best for you this morning. Try to link the movement with your breathing. Let your inhales lift, your exhales release. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. On this next one, let's see how far can you extend, can you hold that leg up? If you gotta keep the knee bent, that's fine. If you can go straight, great, just, it's all about this hamstring. Relax through that left shoulder. Don't tighten up the shoulder to the ear for 3 counts. 2, bend the knee on one, cross your right ankle above your left knee. Option A, hands come to the knee and just press down. So you're doing an outer hip and glute stretch. So just press down. If you're really tight in the hips, this might just be enough for you. If you have a little bit more openness, you're gonna weave or thread your arm through the opening of that right leg, interlace your fingers in front of the left knee and pull yourself forward. So find what works best for you, either pressing down on the knees or thread the arms through, interlacing fingers, kind of a seated figure 4 stretch. For 3 counts, 2, gently release on 1, nicely done, shake it out. Let's do that set on the other side. Right peace finger, left big toe, lean back against, your chair, and then you're gonna go ahead and start with that extension. This side might be more open for you, this side might be tighter. I just want you to ease into it, never force anything. So exhale to extend. Remember, you can keep the hand behind or both hands behind the knee. Maybe this leg is just a little trickier to work with. Do 2 more. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. It's important to stay connected with a focus, breathing. Last one. Good. Let's go ahead and find the extension that we can do now, just opening things up. Maybe that knee has to be bent. Maybe you can straighten it out. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and gently release. You can rest that ankle on top of the right knee. Press either down onto the knee itself with one or both hands, or seated figure 4. Thread through, pull yourself in towards that lower foreleg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. All right, you just adjust this again. You do not need to. We're going to finish this with the seated on the chair for this stretching sequence. You're going to bring your legs as wide as you can manage. For some folks, they need to keep their knees bent. So listen to the back of your knees. They'll tell you whether or not you can straighten or you need to stay bent. You're going to inhale those arms up, nice and long. Think of someone grabbing your wrist. They're trying to pull you off the chair. Feel that spine expand. Big inhale here. Now, slowly lower down, 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 down until your hands come to the ground. Once your hands are to the ground, drop your chin to your chest and just let gravity take over. Listen to the back of your knees. If they are not digging this right now, bend the knees. Don't force it, right? Breathe in and out for 5. Every exhale gets you deeper to the ground. 4, 3, 2, on 1, I want you to lift up halfway. So hands or fingertips stay on the ground. Lift up halfway. Your right hand stays to the floor. Your left arm reaches out to the side and then lifts up. Watch your left thumb. How deep can you twist here? Go to your depth for 3 counts. 2, and lower the hand. Here we go. Left hand down, right arm out to the side, and then lift up. Inhale. Breathe in and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down. Nicely done. Shin tucks in, slowly round and roll all the way up. Nicely done. Bring the feet together. Come to a standing position. Now, we're going to get the heart rate up a little bit. If you need to take a break at any time, you'll just take a break by standing still. But you're going to bring the chair to your right side, or whatever you're using. And hopefully this is not a 50-pound chair, because otherwise this isn't going to work well. Now what we're going to try to do is we're going to come into an athletic stance. Your feet are parallel, right? So your knees and your big toes are pointing forward. They can be slightly wider than your pelvis. But I want you to feel that you have a good stable seat. You're going to inhale, rotate through the waist. Notice my knees and feet are staying forward. I'm not turning them in. I'm going to pick up my chair and use my core to just bring it to the other side. Release as I stand tall and reset. Now we're just going to do that again. Inhale to the left, exhale, pick up. Now I want you to focus that you're not using your shoulders, your upper back. You're using that core. You can keep this as slow as you need to. Always reset to face forward. But if you feel like you're ready to pick it up, pick up the speed a little bit. Get that heart rate going. Again, this is a functional movement, but you're learning how to tap into center strength, not your limbs. And like I said, if you need to take a break, take a break. We're going to do 4 more to either side. Use the strength of that center. If you're with me, 2 more left. Once again, 1 count for each side. This is our final set, right to left. Good. And let's bring that chair back to the right side. Back to the right side. Now, if you have a chair with a back, I just want you to be able to bring your hand onto the back of the chair. If you have a low chair and you don't have anything high, but you have a wall or a door near you, I just want you to be able to connect your hand to something that's about chest or hip height. All right, you're going to anchor your weight down through that right leg. Extend your left leg out. I'm going to come to a diagonal. Left hand to start is just going to come into an at-ease position. Don't lock out your standing knee, whatever you do. Keep that knee in a slight bend. We're going to just lift straight up, find a little point of balance, and then bring things back down. Even though it's a simple motion, when you lift that leg up, I want you to think about really pushing down firmly through your standing right leg. Focusing on that left outer glute. Exhale. Now we're going to bring some motion with that left arm. You're going to extend that arm at a diagonal and then bring it back down. Extend and lift and down. 5 more. Here's 4. Here's 3. Strong active breath. 2. Now on 1, we're going to try to suspend the limbs. You're going to hold things out. You're going to slowly bring the leg and the arm forward together and then open back up. Now, if you need to bend the knee as you do this, that's fine. A straight leg can make it more challenging. You can flex through the foot or you can point. And if you're somebody who needs to work on your muscles in your feet, go ahead and do the point. Here's 4 more. Exhale. Inhale. Just chop the leg and arm together. 3. Abs are strong. 2. Last 1. Nicely done. You're going to take that left leg, sweep it around behind you, so you're reaching it over to the right, and then twist in towards the chair. Hold that stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your feet back together. Just pick your chair up, put it to the other side. So here we go. Anchor down now through your left leg. Right hand is at ease to start, and you're just going to lift up and down. I don't care how high that lift is. What I care about is that you're centering your torso weight through your standing leg. Now, when you're ready, looks like some of you already are, reach that arm up and down. Reach. Can you hold still for a split second and then bring things in? So you're finding that balance, right? Now, that right glute might already be a little tired because we were standing on it earlier. Check in with your left knee joint. Don't lock it up. Here's 5 more. 5. Here's 4. Good. 3. 2. Okay. Hold the limbs out. Here we go. Chop them together. Bring them apart. Exhale. Inhale. Your obliques are really working here, right? Those right obliques engage. Hold the belly button in as if you're holding a marble in your navel. If you need to bend the knee, bend the knee. Here's 5 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Sharp, strong exhale. You get that heart rate going. 3 more. Here's 2. On 1. Sweep that right leg around to the left. Both hands to the chair and twist your heart in towards the back of the chair for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Now, I want you to take this chair, turn the seat in towards you, and then let your hands come to the chair. If you have a cushioned seat like mine and you want to protect your wrists, you're going to let your hands waterfall off the sides, or your fingers rather. Otherwise, hands are going to stay flat if it's a firm surface. Now your feet are going to come close together as they can. And I want you to first just press the hips back and then bring the hips forward. Again, it doesn't seem like much, but we're just continuing to stretch out the back of the body. Inhale, push the hips back. Exhale, come forward. Now, as you're here, lift your belly muscles up and in so they're supporting your lower back. Here's two more. Rock back, come forward. One more, back and forward. Now, as best as you can sense, if you can see yourself in the reflection of the camera, try to get your hips directly over either the knees or the ankles. We're going to elevate those heels. You're going to come as high as you can onto your toes and then lower the heels down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, don't forget about your belly. Lift your belly muscles up and keep them lifted as those heels lift up and down. Focusing on the calf muscles here. Exhale, rise. Inhale, lower. Here's four more. Exhale. Here's three. Now, I want you to get ready. We're going to stay on the toes in a minute. Here's two. On one. Stay high on those toes. High on those toes. Even though none of us are going to be able to do that, I want you to push your hands into the chair. Can you lift your feet off the ground? Wait, I really want you to focus on how your abs have to engage to try to pretend you can do that. And then drop the heels down. Good. Now, elevate those heels. Lift those heels up once again. Bring your weight to the right foot. You're going to lift your left leg straight up behind you. I recognize not everybody can bring that leg directly behind, so if you got to lower it down, that's fine. All I want you to do is point and flex through the foot. Point, flex through that extended left foot. Point, flex. You're lifting up high as you can through the right heel. 4, flex. 3, flex. 2, flex. 1, circle the ankle in one direction. Circle your ankle in the other direction. Woo! And then bring that foot down. Bring both heels down. Let's do a little bit of a break. Hands or elbows to the seat of the chair. Drop your chin to your chest. Hold the stretch and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lift back up. Let's do the other side. Slightly shift your weight into the left foot. Releve. Lift up that right leg. Here we go. Point, flex. Point, flex. Abs are lifting. Don't let the belly fall down. If you gotta lower your foot or lower your leg down, that's fine. Here's 4. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Circle your ankle in one direction. Circle your ankle in the other direction. And lower down. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Anyway, feet down, heels together, toes out. So your feet should look like a V shape or like a big wide piece of pizza could fit between the feet. So this is called either Pilates V or narrow athletic V. I use those terms interchangeably. I just want you to drop down once again onto your elbows, just a different stretch, a different direction for the stretch of the hamstring. And hold that stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring yourself up. Roll. Actually, let's keep the hands on the chairs just for a moment. Let's lift the heart, lift the tailbone, and then tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone towards each other so you're arcing through the back. Soften the belly to the floor as you look up, and then tuck your chin and round your back to the sky. So the standing kind of cat-cow. For those of you who might do yoga, this is known as cat-cow. When you arc, you're in your cat. Excuse me, you're in your cow. My brain's not working. As you arc your spine, you're in your cat. As you drop the belly, you're in the cow. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Neutral spine. That means you're trying to find a flat back. Pull those abs up and in. And go ahead and tuck your chin around and roll up slowly, slowly. Bring your feet to a parallel, final standing position. We're going to bring it to the floor. I want you to step your right foot on the seat of the chair. So your knee should be somewhere close to the height of its hip. Now we're not going to actually stand up on the chair, but I want us to pretend that we're thinking about it. So hands can be at hips or at ease. You're going to push down into that chair. Act like you're about to stand up on the chair. Really squeeze the right butt cheek against the sit bone as you do this, and then release. Bring that heel back down. So exhale. Pretend to step up. Inhale, release. Exhale. You're pushing firmly into the seat of the chair with that right foot. Exhale, lift. You're activating activating the hamstring, the inner thigh muscle here. Here's 2 more. Good. 1 more. Exhale, lift. And bring it down. Switch legs, switch legs. Make sure the whole foot is on the seat of the chair. Don't let your heel hang out. You want to bear down through your heel bone. So you're going to push into that chair, try to step up, and then you change your mind, you bring your heel down. Exhale. As you do this, pull the belly button in so you have that support through the lower core. Exhale, push and stand. Change your mind, 4 more. Exhale. Inhale. Here's 3 more. Exhale, 2. Final 1. Nicely done, nicely done. Bring your feet as wide as your mat, maybe a little wider. Hands or forearm, and then you're just going to do a wide-legged forward fold stretch. Head can hang between the arms, or a forehead can rest on the seat of the chair. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the chair, if you don't have your chair to the back of your mat, bring it to the back of your mat. We're going to come to a seat, and a cross-legged seat at that, facing the seat of your chair. Now, I know we all have different chairs. What I'd like you to try to do is with your right hand, grab either the right leg of the chair, or if you have maybe a connecting bar like I do, you can grab underneath. But what we're going to do is you're just going to lift that chair up, tip it back, and then lower it back down. Again, it doesn't seem like much, but what you're focusing on is that right side of the core. It's stabilizing, keeping you tall. That in itself can be hard for folks when, they might not be sitting tall all day long. So we're learning how to strengthen our low back muscles safely here. Just tip that chair back, pull the abs in, lower down. Here's 3 more for this side. Inhale to lower down, exhale to lift for 2. Good. Exhale, lift for 1. Go right into the other arm, right into the other arm. Switch sides. Here we go. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Check in with your spine. Don't slump. Lift up. I know those low backs might be feeling this because if you're not used to sitting up tall, the low back is going to be talking to you first. Here's 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now, both hands are going to grab around. I'm going to show you options. Option A is you just tip, especially if you have a heavier chair, you're just going to tip the chair back. Option B, can you lift that chair up and bring it down? But you got to pull those core muscles in. Keep your spine tall. Here we go. We're going to do 8 of these. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Again, you can tip. You don't have to lift, or you can alternate between tipping and lifting. Good. Here's 5 more. I'm going to continue to lift. Here's 4. Abs are in. Here's 3. Exhale, 2. All right, wherever you're at on 1, can you hold and sustain it for 5 counts? 4, 3, 2, and down. Nicely done. Awesome job. Go ahead and straddle your chair. I want you to lift your right arm up, rotate through the waistline, lower your right hand down to the left toe, ankle, or shin. Just give yourself a little seated twist here. Wherever your grip lands, that's what you're going to work with this morning. Breathe in and out for 3 counts. 2, gently release on 1, and switch sides. Left arm up, rotate towards the right leg. Find your grip through the right side, toe, ankle, or shin. If you need to bend your knees, always bend your knees. For 3, 2, and release. Things will open up in time. All right, we're going to lay on our backs. We're going to bring our heels onto the seat of the chair. Now, again, as best as you can tell, try to see if you can get the knee to stack somewhere over the hip. I just don't want to see this. I don't want the legs to be out completely straight. I want there to be a 90-degree bend in those knees. So to begin with, we're going to tap into what's called neutral spine. I'm going to teach you this principle here. Now, arms are going to rest at your sides. Bring your awareness to the upper back and the shoulder line. First, press the upper back and the shoulders towards the floor so you're feeling that connection. And then sigh out through the mouth on an exhale, just to release. Now bring your awareness to the mid-back area. Try to press the mid-back into the mat and notice what happens. There's a good chance those abdominal muscles are starting to wake up because they're assisting. And then you're going to release again on an exhale. Now comes the lower back. Imprint or press that low back into the mat. Again, core muscles have to activate, and then you're going to release. You're going to take one hand, it does not matter which hand, you're going to slide that hand behind the small of your back, right? So where that natural curve of your lower back tends to be. I want you to then push into your hand with your mid to low back. Stay strong, feel those abs engaged. Hold that strength as you remove the hand, but keep that little pocket of space. That's your neutral spine, all right? So your core is engaged, and those core muscles are engaged to maintain the safety of that natural curve, creating what is known as your neutral spine. Hold on to your neutral spine. We're going to lift the pelvis up, straight up, activate those hamstrings, and then lower the pelvis back down. Now, if this bothers your back at all, you're just going to imprint. You're going to push the low back into the floor and then release rather than lifting. So choose what works best for you this morning. Hold on to neutral spine as you lift. Inhale as you lower. We're just getting familiar with the motion. Exhale, lift. Don't let your belly get soft. Keep your abdominal muscles engaged. 4 more, and then we're going to mix things up. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. There's a good chance your hamstrings are starting to warm up. Here's 3. I think this is the best exercise to shape those hamstrings, personally. 2. And last one, exhale up. Good. Lower the pelvis down. Soles of the feet together. I just want you all to relax. I want you to watch. And for those who've been doing this for a while, you're welcome to join me too. But for those who are new, we are going to, instead of lifting straight up, we're going to peel that spine, lift up, 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 roll up as high as we can to the edge of the shoulder line, and then roll back down. You're articulating your spinal column, one vertebra at a time. All right? For those who are taking the rest, go ahead and bring your knees back up. Here we go. Dig the heels into the chair. Lead with the tailbone. Peel your spine up. The slower you go, the more challenging it's going to be. Then you're going to articulate all the way down. For those who are like, this is a little much right now, I just want you to lift the pelvis up. So you're scooting the pelvis up, and then you're going to tap the pelvis back down. So you're not doing the full spinal lift. You pick the challenge you need this morning. Either articulating that spine all the way up, coming into full bridge, which is what this is known as, exhale, or you can just do a little tiny bridge, lifting the tailbone up and down. Wherever you're at, 5 more. Exhaling to lift, inhaling to lower. Exhale, lift, inhale to lower. Exhale. If you're with me, I have 2 more. Focus on that breathing. Keep the abs engaged. It's easy to forget. Those belly muscles can get soft really quickly, but we want them strong to support the lower back. Last one. Let's keep the pelvis up. We're going to suspend our bridge. Woo, nice and strong here. Tiny little pulses of the hips to the sky. Pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll all the way down. Woo, hamstrings are waking up. Let's go ahead and straighten the legs out. Kind of circle the ankles in one direction and circle them in the other. Just loosen things up a little bit. Good. You're going to tuck your right knee in, interlacing hand above or behind the knee. Again, whatever is easiest. I want you to circle that thigh in one direction. So you're just like stirring the thigh bone in its socket. And then switch the direction and then around the other way. Remember those leg extensions we did earlier when we were sitting in the chair? We're going to do that here laying down. Make the peace finger with right hand, right big toe this time. And then you're just going to try to lift up and down. If the toe grip is not your jam, you can hold on to the ankles. And again, you can hold on to the back of the leg instead. Here's 2 more. On this last one, hold the stretch just for 3 counts. 3, 2, and release on 1, lower the leg down. Opposite knee comes in. Start at the same with those circles. Circle the thigh in its socket. Stay relaxed and heavy through your pelvis. Switch your direction in and around the other way. Good. 3, 2, And on one, peace fingers, big toe or whatever grip works best for you as you extend and bend through your hamstring. I like to bring my arm to the inside of my leg. That works better for me. But some people find it's easier to have their arms to the outside of the leg. So again, it's really about architecture, what works best for you. Last one. Good. And then go ahead and release. Now you're going to bring your legs down to straddle the chair. So you're straddling the chair. And we're in this supine position with the legs wide. Open your arms out to a T. So your body basically is forming the shape of a star. Wiggle the right fingers. So what's going to happen is you're going to access that core muscle. Remember the neutral spine principle. You're going to try to bring your low back closer to the floor, but with your legs extended, it changes things a bit. So the low back will not actually really connect. You're just activating those abs to try and stay strong. You're going to bring that right arm up. You're going to reach it up, and I want you to try to reach towards the left foot. Feel those left obliques engage, and then lower back down. Left fingers, wiggle them. We're going to lead with the left hand now. Lift up, reach towards the right, like you're thinking about coming up, and then you're like, nah, I don't want to, and you lay back down. Let's do that again. Right to left, exhale. Get all your air out on your exhale, and then gently melt back to the floor. Here we go. Left hand up, reach to the right foot, and then roll back down. Do 3 more for each side. Exhale. This is all about your obliques, those side abdominal muscles, right? They're engaging, they're trying to lift you up, and then you lower back down. 2 more sets. Exhale. We are gradually building up our strength as we proceed through the semester. Starting here. 1 more set either side. Exhale. Good. Bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. Now let your head stay nice and heavy. We're going to do a little stretch for the neck. Your arms are going to be doing the work here. So the arms and hands are going to lift your head up. Gently press your chin into your chest, stretching the back of your neck. Your eyes might be able to look down at the ribs or the belly button. You determine how deep that stretch or that pressure of the chin to the chest is. So listen to the stretch of the neck. For 3 counts, 2. On 1, let your hands gently sway your chin from right to left. Don't let your neck do this. Let the hands do the work for you. Try to learn how to relax those neck muscles. 1 more set for either side. Good. And then bring your head back down, but keep your hands interlaced behind your head. We're going to bring the left leg up onto the chair. You can keep it bent, you can keep it straight, whatever feels comfortable for you. So right shoulder, left hip. You're going to lift up and try to reach the right shoulder to the left hip, and then bring the head back down. Exhale, engage and lift. Inhale. It's important to learn how to lift with the proper muscles. Don't lift with your neck. Don't lift with your shoulders. That's just going to stress things out. You want to focus on your obliques, first engaging, and then they grip and lift the head and shoulders. Here's 4 more for this side. Exhale, inhale down. Here's 3 more. Here's 2. Final 1. As you come back down, let's quickly switch. Opposite leg up. So if you're with me, it's the right leg, left shoulder, right hip. Here we go. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. Abs engaged. They are doing the heavy lifting here, literally. Here's 5. Here's 4. Here's 3. 2. And 1. Nicely done. Head down, both legs up. Now, we're going to attempt to roll up. And none of us are going to be able to do it because our legs are lifted up too high. But it's the activation of the core that I want you to focus on. So think about where your 6-pack muscles are, right? Just in the center of the ribs. To begin with, you're going to bring your hands, kind of let your thumb and your first finger wrap around the base of the rib cage. So find or feel for that rib cage. When you exhale, I want you to think of tightening your rib cage up, like you're zipping it up, right? So take a big inhale here, feel the ribs slightly expand. Exhale, squeeze the rib cage in, feel your hands start to get closer together, your fingertips get closer together. Inhale to release, do this 2 more times. release. One more. Exhale. Now you're going to continue. Inhale, release. You're going to continue that action. We're going to try to curl up as we keep the fingers to the right. Here we go. Exhale, curl up, 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 as high as you can, and then inhale to lower down. Again, 3 more times. Exhale, curl, 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 narrow. Think of zipping your rib cage in. It's okay if you feel like you're not getting it. It's always a new kind of experience doing this exercise. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale to lower. Exhale, last one. Good. Now, I want you to keep that kind of strength. Remember how that felt, but you're going to reach your arms forward at a diagonal. Take a big inhale here, and then exhale, try to reach up, 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 up. Oh, and lower down. Some of you may be able to get higher than me. So if that's you, go for it. Inhale, exhale, curl up. Down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. It's okay if you can't get all the way up. Just focus on how your abs are engaging. Last one. Exhale. There we go. Nicely done. Hug your knees into your chest. Circle both knees together in one direction. Just gently massaging the mid to low back, down through the pelvis, and then switch the direction. All right, so I'd like you to turn to a side. You're just going to turn to whatever side you're on. I'm on my left side here, but it doesn't really matter. So you're going to come into this kind of reclining position. You're still close to the chair. There's your top leg and then your bottom leg. I want you to take your top leg and bring it onto the chair, but have a bend in the knee. Do not straighten out the leg, right? Have a bend. Make sure at least your ankle is able to stay connected to the seat of the chair. So if you've got to scoot in a little bit, go ahead and scoot in. Now what's going to happen, top hand is going to come down in front. It's going to act basically as a weight, just kind of a stabilizer. And you're going to straighten that lower leg forward and out. 2 things are happening at the same time. This is an inner thigh squeeze that we're about to do. You're going to lift that lower leg up. And remember, you have that stabilizing hand. That stabilizing hand is going to push into the floor as you lift your lower leg up, and then inhale, lower it back down. Now that top leg and ankle, they should be pressing down towards the floor. And that lower arm is just supporting your head. You can straighten the arm out if that feels better for you to do. But all these things are happening at once. You're engaging, it's like you're trying to squeeze everything to the center line of your belly button as you lift that lower leg. Exhale, press and lift. Inhale, lower. I don't care how high the lift is. I care that you stay strong in the center because everything should be controlled by the center muscles. Here's 4 more. Here's 3 more. Exhale, 2. On 1, can we hold that lower leg up? Can we hold it up? And pulse, pulse, pulse. Abs are strong. 4, 3, 2, and done. Woo. Nicely done. That top knee, you're going to tuck it in. You're going to once again find your peace finger grip and try to extend that leg as high to the sky as you can. Big stretch here. If you need to bend that spine, remember you can always bring the hand behind the leg. You can even bend the leg. 1 more inhale and then lower all the way down. Because I want to continue facing the camera, and you're welcome to do this too, I'm just going to come up and shift my chair to the other end and then lay down on that other side. So feel free to do the same if that works for you. Otherwise, you can just turn over to the other side. Now, you're going to lower down. Again, you're going to bring the top leg up. Lower leg straightens out off to the front side of the chair. And then top hand, again, it acts as a stabilizer. When you're ready, push your hand into the ground. Lift that leg up and lower back down. Hold the belly button in. Exhale. Inhale. If you need to bend that knee as you lift, that's fine. Do what works best for you. Take a break as needed. Good. Exhale up. Oh, this side is so much harder. Here's 5 more. Exhale. Here's 4. Here's 3. Good. Here's 2. On 1, suspend the leg. Hold it up, and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Oh. Tuck that top knee in. Find your peace finger stretch. Here we go. Extend that leg as long as you can. Again, adjust accordingly to adapt for your body. For 3 counts, 2 and 1. All right, I want you to come to a hands and knees position, but your feet and glutes are facing the seat of the chair. I caught my knee. Okay, so I want you to spread all 10 fingers nice and wide on your mat. And what we're going to do is we're going to be aiming for the seat of the chair, reaching a big toe to tap, a nice light tap, and then knee comes down. Then we switch legs, tap, and knee comes down. Now again, it seems easy, but I want you to focus on keeping your pelvis as still as possible. So you're not wagging the hips from side to side, right? You're focusing on as if you're being sandwiched between 2 narrow walls, and you don't want to touch either side of the wall. So when you're ready, come and join me. So you're going to reach out, long extension, inhale to lower the knee, exhale to lift and extend, inhale, lower the knee. You can take this at a tempo that works best for you, especially if you're just focusing on being as still as possible through the pelvis. And do not forget those belly muscles. They are lifting up and away from the floor. They're trying to defy gravity. Yes, I just heard what I said. But I want you to keep those abs up and in. Try to stay as still as possible. Inhale to extend. Here's 2 more. For either leg, keep your neck still, keep your neck long. Don't let your chin drop into the chest. Lift out of your shoulders. 1 more set for either leg. All right, now both feet together. Just kidding. Go ahead and come to standing up on the knees. I want you to clasp your hands behind. You can interlace. If you've got super open shoulders, you might be able to keep your palms glued together. Roll those shoulders back. Imagine someone's grabbing your wrists. They're pulling your arms down towards the back. Push your hips forward, just a little back bend here. But this is really to help stretch out those shoulders. If you can go deeper in your back bend, if you have a more bendy back, please feel free to do that. But make sure you're pushing the hips forward so you're getting a little stretch there. For 3 counts, 2, and release. Nicely done. Turn to face your chair. Turn to face your chair. Now, you're going to bring your elbows on the chair. In this more elevated position, we're going to extend the right foot back, connect the right toes to the back of the mat. Push the heel back, just to feel a nice little stretch for the calf muscle there. And that's where I want you to stay. Now I'm going to demonstrate this first, so you're welcome to watch. But I'm going to exhale, push my hands into the chair, and try to lift my left knee off the ground, and then bring the knee back down. Core, 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 a little bit of glutes, and upper shoulders are working here. All right? So join me when you're ready. Exhale, press and lift, and lower. If you're like, man, that's just not me today, you're going to bring both knees down, flex the toes, and try to lift both knees up and down instead. Otherwise, one leg extended, push and lift, inhale, lower. 4 more on this side, exhale. Here's 3. Even if the lifting is not happening, just focus on actively engaging the belly muscles. 2. Final 1. Nicely done. This leg that's been extended, that right leg, you're going to bring it around to the right side of your chair, and you're going to lift up, and you're going to press that knee out and just rotate. Let your left hip try to reach the chair as you twist. Hold the stretch for 3 counts. 2, and unwind on 1. Reset. Right knee down, left leg back. And again, if you know you can't do one leg behind, you're going to keep knees together and try to lift up and down with both knees. Here we go. Push through the forearms and elbows. Lift and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. Deep abdominal strength here. Lift and lower. 3 more. If you want to keep those right toes to the floor, like so, that's another alternative. 2 more. Maybe this is 1 more. I don't know. 1 more. Let's just do 1 more. Exhale. And knee down. Left leg sweeps around to the side of the chair. Bring your left hand to the left knee. Push out. Twist towards Walk the knees back, straightening out the arms. We're gonna finish here with a variation of a puppy dog stretch. You just drop your head low, keep your hips high, hang heavy here. Chin drops into your chest. Breathe in and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chin tucks in around and roll it through the spine. And folks, that is it for today. I'm going to stick around for a little bit for any of you that might have questions for me. Otherwise, you enjoy the rest of your